morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're following this. John Wekesa here, the All Seasons Flyer. And in this video, I want to talk about something that has destroyed more businesses in Kenya than lack of capital ever will. That is starting a business with a friend without an agreement. Now, I'll start with a story. A few years ago, two young men walked into a lawyer's office. They did not sit next to each other. And that was the first sign that something was completely wrong. Let's call these two young men Brian and Kevin. These two were not just business partners, they were friends. Very close friends. The kind that start from nothing together and dream big together. 3 years earlier, these two had started a small electronics business in Nairobi. That business dealt with phones, accessories, and repairs. At the beginning, things were simple. Brian handled sales and Kevin dealt with finances. No written agreement, no lawyers, just trust and ambition. And for a while, it worked. The business started growing. They opened a second branch in the city and money started coming in. But as the money increased, so did the questions. Who owns what? How much are we each entitled to? Who makes final decisions? Became questions that they started battling with. Questions they had never answered when things were still small. Then one day, Brian walked into the shop and found a new lock. He could not access the business. Kevin had changed everything, including accounts, passwords, and even suppliers. Kevin's position was simple. This business is mine. I invested more money in it. Brian, of course, disagreed strongly with that position, and he said that we built this together. And just like that, a friendship of years turned into a legal battle. No agreement, no shareholding structure, no record of contributions. Just two people telling two different stories. Now, before I break down this, if you find it helpful, take a second and hit that subscribe button. Because every week on this channel, I break down real life legal situations that could save you money, stress, and years of regret. Now, back to the video. Here is the reality. In business, what is not written becomes disputable. Under Kenyan law, partnerships can exist even without a written agreement. But the challenge is usually this. When disputes arise, the court relies on evidence, not assumptions, not friendships, not verbal promises. The Partnerships Act recognizes partnerships, but it does not protect you from a poor structure. This means that if you don't define critical things in the partnership, such as who owns what, who contributed what, how profits are going to be shared, and how decisions are going to be made, then the law will do that work for you. And in most cases, the person with control usually wins. In Brian and Kevin's case, there was no written agreement, and there was also no clear capital contribution. That had not been properly documented. There was also no defined partnership structure. So the case became a long and expensive one. And this is how many businesses collapse. Not because they failed, but because they were never properly structured. Now, here is what they should have done. Number one, they should have drafted a simple partnership agreement. Number two, they should have clearly defined ownership percentages. Number three, they should have documented every contribution. And number four, they should have agreed on dispute resolution mechanism. Because in business, trust is good, but structure is everything. You should never build a serious business on assumptions alone. Because when things go wrong, the question will not be who is right. The question is usually who can prove it. And that has been it for us guys today. Like I always say, ignorance of the law is not a defense in any court of law. So we must all be very, very vigilant and watchful. I'll see you in the next video.